is going on, people? Welcome back to another video. My name is hughwizzy and you're watching another bit of breaking news, transfer roundup, chit chat, this and that kind of thing. Hope everyone's doing well. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for hanging around and also for the fantastic little reception and welcome that you gave me on the return in the last video. If you've missed that one, we're talking a bit about Alexis Sanchez, but mostly about the signing of LUKAKU. Now, we've got a lot to talk about in the coming days. I hope that you're going to stay tuned because there's going to be videos coming thick and fast, but I just wanted to drop a little quick one this morning talking about the potential signing of Romelu Lukaku, £75 million to Manchester United. The fact that Alexis Sanchez wants 400 bags a week. 400 bags a week! Incredible, Alexis! And also the fact that Arsenal have gone in with another bid, 45 million euros for Thomas Lemar. We have got another bit of sensational breaking news for that ass. Because Chelsea look like they've been caught dithering. Manchester United have swooped for another, represented by Mino Raiola. This time, £75 million Romelu Lukaku. Would you believe it? The Premier League striker with the most goals since he started playing in, I guess, 2012. Apart from maybe Harry Kane and Sergio Aguero, this guy has more goals at the age of 24 than Cristiano Ronaldo. He has international experience. He is a Premier League proven striker who scored the most goals without penalties last season. And I'll be goddamned if £75 million isn't, well, it's not a steal, is it? It may well prove to be a steal in the grand scheme of things. It's certainly not as much as the £89 million Pogba, who he has incidentally been holidaying with in the United States, a place where he will be having his medical. In fact, he's rumoured to have had his medical last night at the UCLA complex. And I mean, wow, it looks like Wayne Rooney may well be going in the opposite direction. Another shock, I guess, in the transfer window, because I think that Chelsea really did believe that they were the final destination for Romelu Lukaku, and Antonio Conte will not be best pleased. Although I have heard rumours both ways. I've heard rumours that he didn't actually want Lukaku and that's why they were holding out, because they thought the fee was too much. Well, that's bloody ironic now, because the fee's going to be a little bit more for the guy you're going to end up getting, which could well be Alvaro Morata. Belotti is another example of a player who could do the job for them. He has his best years ahead of him, and Manchester United going big. So Lukaku to Manchester United, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Perhaps you think that it's the wrong move. I don't know whether he suits Chelsea's style of play as much as people think that he does. I'm convinced actually that he is not even a striker in the same mould as Diego Costa, who has an incredible touch and has the ability to track back and play a role from deeper, which I'm not sure that Lukaku is used to. Manchester United probably won't require him to play such a role. However, he will thrive off crosses. He will thrive off being able to get in behind. And it's an exciting acquisition, £75 million to add to their £89 million midfield. Oh, my tune. Unforgettable. With the money that is in the Premier League now through the TV deals and etc, the sensational deals that we are going to be seeing over this summer and the coming years really does beg a belief. £75 million, is that value for money? When you think about the fact that Arsenal have just signed Alexandre Lacazette for 50 million, I'm not sure that it represents value. However, what they're perhaps paying for there is a couple more years youth, more international experience, certainly Premier League proven ability. He's done it consistently in the Premier League, and I think his goal tally really gets better each and every single year. He's propelled Everton to the verge of European football, nearly Champions League football. He's an exciting player, and whilst I have said, like I said before, I'm not sure that his touch warrants the world-class label. I'm not sure that he's consistent enough to be called a top 5 striker in world football. I'm not sure that he's done it against enough big teams to be able to be called the main man just yet. But with the likes of Mkhitaryan, Pogba, just the plethora of attacking talent that Manchester United have on their books and continue to acquire through the likes of Mino Raiola, who's making an absolute fucking killing right now and is actually killing football, but that's a separate conversation. It's an exciting time to be a Manchester United fan, and it would appear that they're getting rid of some deadwood, a legendary deadwood as well, iconic deadwood in the porky pie that is Wayne Rooney, who has expired. His date has expired. He's gone off. He's starting to smell the fridge out, and it's time to have that little clear out. You need some fresh milk, fresh eggs, fresh cheese, because it's all going mouldy. And Rooney, I do believe, is actually finished at Manchester United, finished at the top level. Although, taking him back at Everton, I can kind of see the allure, because it's a player who's got so much history there. It's a player who's basically ducked out, given Everton the money, or got Everton a nice little tidy sum of money, and given his best years to Manchester United. So in a way, it is kind of a shame that he's going back now, but will he add something to the side? You know, I'm not going to lie, obviously the experience is brilliant. He can pick out an incredible pass, he can still bang them, but I don't think he's got the one thing that really made him Wayne Rooney, and this is why they're probably waiving the transfer fee. He doesn't have the tenacity or the stamina or the energy that he did back in the day, and as a result, I just don't think he's the same player. Unfortunately, he's certainly not, in my eyes, capable of continuing his place in the international setup. And if he's not capable of getting in the United starting lineup, why is he the Everton? Because Everton should be aspiring to be on or close to that level right now. However, another big deal. It looks like Lukaku will be paid around £250,000 a week, which is phenomenal money. £250,000 every 7 days. Exciting stuff. Now, what else have we got on the books? We've also got the fact that Arsenal have gone in with a second bid for Thomas Lemar. Monaco's Thomas Lemar, obviously the subject of a €30 million bid, which I think is the price that Arsenal were quoted initially. So I find it très intéressant that that price has pretty much been trebled in the last 2 to 3 weeks. However, Monaco obviously have let go of Bernardo Silva so far. They're looking at selling Kylian the Truth, Kylian True Ballers FC, Mbappe for €135 million plus for an 18-year-old who's played 6 months of football. Incredible scenes. I'm not quite sure what to make of it, even though I do believe that the guy is the bee's knees. It has to be said, it's a lot of money, and the fact that they may well be losing Benjamin Mendy, that incredibly proficient left back / left wing back with a brilliant ball on him, and also the likes of Bakayoko in the middle and possibly some more. It is understandable why they're not so keen to let go of a guy who has such ability and is, you know, if we're playing devil's advocate, as we like to do so, he is a little bit of a crossing merchant, I'm not going to lie, but I'm actually very excited by this guy. 14 goals and 11 assists in the last Ligue 1 season for Monaco as they went on to claim the title, and he was one of the best players in the league basically. He certainly did the thing on the Champions League stage as well, and I believe that he could do it anywhere, and is part of this French Revolution which is happening with the likes of Ousmane Dembele and just so many young talents that they really should win the World Cup, or at least a Euros in the coming years. Thomas Lemar, though, the subject of a new €45 million, whichever, I think it's euro bid from the USA. We're not messing around, it has to be said. But it also kind of worries me, because does this not mean that Alexis Sanchez is gone, isn't he? He's got to be gone. I mean, they're talking about this Chilean warrior wanting 400. Lukaku's on 250. What does this guy want? 400. I'm sorry. I'm not quite. 400k a week is what Alexis Sanchez reportedly wants. Now, I don't know whether to believe this or not, because it's John Cross. If you've seen Memento, he is the guy who the protagonist is constantly telling himself not to believe. He is the guy who comes out with sensational lies like Carl Jenkinson will be playing at Manchester City next season, and other juicy tidbits which we won't mention. However, there's also this kind of rumour going around that the 400,000 quoted is simply to appease fans. And by that I mean that Arsenal Football Club have obviously seen that Alexis is going, they've tried to gauge the reaction, and they are now trying to turn as many fans as possible against the one they call Alexi. Right now, I interestingly enough saw a little statistical tidbit in the old Tinterwebs yesterday, which showed what every team would have achieved, where every team would be, where they would stand without their top goal scorer and without Alexis Sanchez and every other team's top goal scorer being missing as well. Arsenal USA would actually have been fourth. Now I find that fucking fascinating. However, the truth remains, the fact is, he's been our most important player. He's been Arsenal's most important player, and even though he loses the ball 15% of the time that Arsenal have lost the ball, as in Arsenal being dispossessed 15% of the time, it's Alexis. He has lost the ball over 600 times last season. He's lost the ball the most in the Premier League, I've just fucking realised. He's the only player in the top 6 in the top 20 dispossessed. I mean, this is sensational stuff. This is revelationary. However, I'm torn now. I'm torn, and I am being played, I can feel it, by the likes of John Cross, because I don't personally believe that this guy's worth £400,000 a week. I mean, are we having a fucking laugh? Lionel Messi is worth 500 grand a week. What? I mean, is he our Messi though? You could argue that. You really could argue that. Is it ridiculous though? Is it ridiculous? And should we be looking to cash in as soon as possible? Should we be looking to offload a guy who seems to be causing a little bit of a problem right now? Because if we've offered him 300 and he won't take it, if we've offered him more and he won't take it, 400 is a lot. But with a year left on his contract, there's part of me which just says, pay the fucking money! Yeah? What are we doing here? What are we actually doing here? I think over 5 years, if we can get him down to a 5-year deal, that's £104 million. Are you telling me that over the next 4 or 5 years, we're not going to spend £104 million trying to replace a guy like that? With the way transfer fees are going, with Jordan Pickford's at 30 million. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Should Arsenal be looking at alternative options, perhaps a cheaper guy like Riyad Mahrez, who is Premier League proven, a Premier League Player of the Year, a Premier League champion, or is Thomas Lemar actually worth dipping in for? I know that Arsene Wenger is very keen, not only on Lemar, but also on Kylian Mbappe, and I do believe that Arsenal are still trying to get something done there. Alright, it's an interesting one. Perhaps we could talk about Mbappe in another video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Anyway, subscribe if you're new and drop the video a down like if you breathe oxygen. For now though, my name has been hughwizzy, and this has been a lot of fun. It's good to be back, people. Listen, I want to give a massive shout out to everyone that bought me a coffee yesterday. I'm actually recording this on my phone and all the names are on my phone, so I can't read out everyone's name here. However, I'm going to leave some names in the description box below and also give you a mention in the next video. Much appreciated. You are loved. Anyway, for now though, I'm going to love you and leave you, and I'll see you in the next one, alright? Peace.